Now, you'll never hit your irons as far as you should until you avoid this massive mistake. And I see this with so many golfers on a daily basis in lessons, and I can guarantee it's you out there as well. So as soon as you're starting a downswing, you might be in a great position and then this happens. So look at my left wrist. See how it's going into extension, it's cupping. This will kill and absolutely kill your speed. So if I do one here, getting up to top, backswing in a good position, moving my lead wrist then into some cupping coming down. Again, I'm just going to hit very choppy strike, quite steep down on it, not really getting anything out for the club head speed. So that's where what's happening when we're doing that. Of course, we're going into extension of the left wrist, but why does that slow us down so much? And again, we're going to describe why so many golfers do it. Because number one, when we do that, what happens? It opens up the club face. So when you get into a more cupped position coming down the left wrist, your club face will start to open. So from there, you've got two options. You can either have that club face remain open and then present, again, very to the right club face. That's going to make you, of course, hit it off the planet right, very spinny, very short as well, adding loft, quite high ball flights. Or you're going to do what I did there. You're going to have to slow down body rotation and flip. So if I was going to try to hit the ball to target doing that, so good position on the top, then moving it into cupping, coming down, and try to hit it to target. Wow, that's gone very, very, very short. So as we can see, exactly what we described. 120. So for me, this is my 8 iron. I would normally expect to hit this about 150, 155. So very, very short. So also from there, that's not the only thing, just opening up the club face and how the body responds. Also, it steepens the club shaft. So this is such a big root cause issue to so many golfers' problems. So when you go into extension, that is a steepener of the shaft. So if we're going to, let's say, turn down the downswing with that steep shaft, I'm not even going to try to replicate that because I'll probably damage my wrists doing it. You will hit the ball terrible and you will hit the ball very, very, very short, quite slicey, and a low ball flight as well. So what we would see golfers do from here, they would actually start to stand up and early extend, would be a way that their body would try to pitch the shaft back down again so it's less steep, but then our body rotation has stalled. And you could easily hit the ground early again. Look at that, God, 114, terrible. So I could try my hardest to try and create some speed from doing that, but it's going to be no point. I could go and use some overspeed training devices to help me gain my club head speed, but that's not the root cause reason. You're not just being slow for the sake of it. You're being slow because your wrist angles are really poor. So guys, as soon as we flatten that wrist out, get it nice and flat, staying flat. We even see most tour players actually gaining a little bit of flexion as they start to move down the downswing. We're immediately going to get the club face squarer and the shaft is going to remain at a good angle, so neutral or shallow, and immediately with the same effort, we're going to end up hitting the ball a lot further. Even that one, I kind of slightly hit off the toe, but that was a mishit. And that's gone 145. So just by keeping those wrist angles in a much better spot. So let's do another one. Let's get some drills to do this, but explain exactly why does that left wrist get cut in the downswing for a lot of players in transition. It doesn't just happen on its own. You've got to understand the root cause reason if you want to properly fix this issue. Let's do one more good one. That was nice. Look at that, 152, lovely ball flight. Felt like I could just unwind, left wrist was in a better spot, so club face was in a better spot, so shaft angle incentivizes me to keep moving through the shot. So we're gonna get into the 2 drills, but like we said, before we do that, because these 2 drills will fix you straight away, we're gonna get into why does this even happen? It's not just you're going into extension or cupping of the left wrist, you're not just doing it manually. It's because you're not moving your body properly. It's because you're getting too arm orientated in your downswing. If your sequencing is really poor and you're getting no body movement and you're just moving purely with the arms, you're a golfer that's either going to go out in front of you or even dead straight down. For me, I would go dead straight down if I had a lot of arm movement. And when you do that, that's putting a force on the left wrist, causing it to cup. Where a lot of people might even go out over the top, they would still get a lot of force on the left wrist, causing it to cup. So that's where your root cause issue to that is your body not moving enough in transition. So what do I mean by that? I want you to feel like your arms stay where you are and get into your left side. So get that pressure into the left side and clear those hips at the same time. Sounds difficult, doesn't it? But it's, again, a lot easier than it sounds. I want you to feel like your belt buckle gets on that left heel in transition. That's going to get the left hip moving more back, which is going to rotate you, and that, of course, direction going towards the left heel with your belt buckle is going to get you shifting. If I leave my hands and arms up where they are and do that, the club shaft shallows on its own, the left wrist gets flatter. It might even, in some cases, start to gain a natural bit of flexion, which is what the tour players do. And then that's going to incentivize you to keep going through. So we need to train this. We need to get this into the swing. We need to get that body a little bit more fired up and less arms. Arm pulley is the reason why you get it extended going into the downswing. So we need to get that body firing up, and I've got 2 great drills to do for you. So the first drill here actually gets into another causation or something. So when players get really quick in transition without too much body movement, they're of course not giving themselves enough time to load into that downswing. So that's why a lot of people do this. They're rushing to create speed. So what we want to do, we want to do a really slow backswing and feel like we're waiting a little bit before we go. Feel is definitely the key here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a really deliberate slow backswing as a drill. So really slow motion. And then once I get to the top, I'm going to go and still try with my intent to hit the ball a fairly good distance. Okay, so really slow motion. So we're getting the complete opposite to this rush jerky motion. So again, really nice and slow. Up to the top and then through. And it didn't pick it up. What a nightmare. That was a really nice strike as well. So what we're doing again, we are going really slow and then we are getting ourselves through. Even if you're feeling okay at that top, a little bit of a stop. It's quite hard for a lot of golfers, especially myself included. But once we've done that slow backswing, we want to then drive through. But it's going to really make that left wrist stay flatter as a response as well. Please, TrackMan, pick this shot up, because that was a good one. Or please at least hit a good one. Of course, it's quite hard to hit a good shot doing this drill. But if it is hard, that's because targeting a root cause. No, it didn't pick it up again. But that was a lovely strike. If TrackMan wanted to play with me and actually wanted to, again, cooperate, that was a nice shot. That would have probably gone about 140 yards. So, absolutely get that drill in, whether this one picks it up or not. Again, when we're doing this, distance isn't necessarily what we're looking for, even though it would be a great sign. You'd actually start to hit the ball very close to your normal distance whilst doing it. It's more, I want you to see on camera how slow you're going and then look at your left wrist in transition. This is going to fix vast majority of all of you. It's going to get that body as a reaction. So imagine you're up the top of a throw. Again, if you're going to throw a ball really far, what are you going to do? You're going to really coil up. And a lot of people will naturally coil up slower. And then, boom, throw. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're coiling up and then going. So even if you just have a ragdoll kind of arm position as you do that, look what happens to the wrist angles as I do that. Look at that. Not even trying. I'm pretty much almost dropping the club. Boom. Wrist angle, flat. But if I get quick, wrist angle cupped. So there we go. Right. TrackMan, please do something on this one. Here we go. Yes, there we go. But look at that. 147. With a backswing, that was literally slow motion. Again, I could have fooled you saying that was a slow motion kind of B-roll cut into the video. Right, that's a great one. Vast majority of all you, that will fix that kind of motion in the downswing. But even if cupping the left wrist in transition might not be you, you're going to pick up a load of good stuff from that one drill. Body's going to be moving tons better, and you're going to be thinking, wow, I don't need to swing back that fast to do it. Again, it's a little hack that some people can do to really rush off the front of their swing. You know, that takeaway, long drivers do that. But for you, are you a long driver? No, you're not. The reason why you're not a long driver, you're watching this video. You don't hit the ball very far. That's why I'm here to help you. But there's one more thing we can do, and this is something that is essential for golfers who can't still quite get that left wrist. They might need to isolate the motion, so I've got you with this next one. So okay, with this next one, I've got a couple of little parts here to show you. One where we're just doing it on our own and one with a great little training aid we're gonna watch here. So okay, what this is called the motorcycle drill. So the motorcycle drill, my old coach used to get me to do this as well, so this is brilliant. So we get up to the top, pause there, and we just feel like we're reverse revving a motorbike with that left wrist. So for a lot of players who are just chronically cupped, they can't stop, even with good body motion, they still want to do it just by a subconscious habit. They would need to feel then a little bit of the opposite motion. They might feel like they're doing this, reverse revving a motorbike, but will they actually be doing that? No, they'll feel like they are, but in reality, their left wrist will be really quite straight and flat, which is what we want. So I'd recommend you to do a few of these. Go out to the top, boom, 2, and on the third one, just go for a nip a little one down there. Now I knew the TrackMan wouldn't pick that one up because it doesn't pick really slow swings up like that one. So that's a great one to do. Reverse revving it down. Of course, what you're going to be doing from a standpoint of impact conditions, shaft lean. So a lot of people will think, I don't care about it unless it's giving you shaft lean. What we're doing in this whole thing will be giving you shaft lean. You can't get, unless you've got a strong grip, good functional shaft lean with a cupped left wrist. You can't get good functional shaft lean if you don't move the body properly. So it's all relating into each other. Impact is made from what you do beforehand. So let's get to the other part, which gives us great feedback with this training aid to be able to get this wrist moving a little bit more how we want to. Okay, so the training aid which does this perfectly is hack motion. So hack motion, what does it do? Measures your wrist angles. Of course it does. So perfect for our topic today. So with our hack motion, what we're doing here, we're going into the motorcycle drill, which is the exact drill we just talked about. So it's a drill in the database here. So because it's measuring our left wrist angle, so we're going to set up into a good position. It's going to tell us when we're ready to go. There we go. Now I'm going to get up to the top of my backswing, just like we're doing there. And you can see there, it's going to get me to a spot where I need to flex the wrist, as we can see, because if I start to cup, you're going to see then we're going to be out of range. We want to get that flexion in, and then you could have a little swing through. So, because I'll really get you into a good spot and get you into, of course, physically and visually, get you into feedback, and actually buzzes on your wrist as well, so you can physically feel it also. So we can nip little shots down there when we do this. So if I get up to the top again, there we go. Again, look, that's even a good thing to do here. Over-exaggerate it a little bit. That's a great thing to do. So again, let me go back. It's just going to reset it again. So I just want to reset it so we can go into an actual hitting the shot, but over-exaggerating it is a good thing to do. So up to the top. There we go. So I'm just going to get it there. I'm actually going more flex than I need. And then go through. So really good one to get you in that right range you need to be, or even if not, even more flex. So if, again, someone who really has chronically got that really extended left wrist coming down, absolutely brilliant. Just get in those reps. Whether it's motorcycle drill without the hack motion, I'd recommend to do it with it, because of course it gives you feedback. If you've got feedback, you're going to make that change much quicker, because you're not just having a guessing game. We don't want a guessing game win this. Golf's hard. We want to absolutely make it as easy as we can, and having the right tools, just like anything, will make it easier. So again, let's do another one. So there, just repping out the feel, and then just do a swing through. There we go. So again, as I said, pause drills don't vibe too well with there. Oh, I think that's a good sign for the video to end. So again, guys, is anyone there? They are, but not for long. It's going to go to whatever the video is going to go on to next. So if you enjoyed this video and you want a hack motion, again, there's a link down in the description. But if you enjoyed this video, click that like button for more golf instruction. Just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button to be notified anytime I put out a video. You train this, you get that body moving correctly, you're going to have better wrist angles, and then you're going to hit the ball a lot further with your irons and your driver.